Welcome, welcome to Haaseline Entertainment, Revelation of the Spirit. We're closing out 2025, wishing you all a very, very happy new year and a prosperous 2026 as we move into one of the most exciting years I think we're going to see ever. Going to be huge. But let me tell you why it's going to be huge. It's because we're coming out of a epiphany of retail um, clogging up in certain areas where the expansion of online has now maxed out to its current technology, and I think that we're looking to have a explosion of retail back in store with numerous upsides in technology for in store, as well as the consumer wanting to engage more with brands, as well as even engage with retailers. So it's going to be a very exciting 2026. Let me give you a couple predictions. I think number one is that small agencies are going to become the pathway to success because of the expense that large agencies have been pushing on brands with their retainers, and be honest with you, the payoff to their results and what they're really able to do. You're seeing a lot of brands, big powerhouse companies, go back to having their brand managers get much more involved with the everyday process of what's going on. I think you're going to see brand managers really try to get a beat on what in store is really all about. We've had because of COVID, because of just the way the marketplace has changed, we've had an influx of very intelligent marketeers from the viral or the virtual world, but they really have been lax on knowing how retail works. The everyday person, that's the success story at retail. The cashiers, the stockmen, the people that work for all of the brands, whether it's an agency doing the brand work or the actual a DSD company that's doing the work. You're going to see a lot more connecting the dots with people management out there in order to make not just trade marketing successful, but to make merchandising and promotional excellence at retail. Consolidation is going to be a big thing again. We can see consolidations from our retail side. We can see consolidation of retailers taking back more onus on their brand, and on brands that are that are in their control. We certainly have seen that in the retail media side of the business, where, again, I think I've said on numerous occasions that the retailers are now selling the brands. But I think you're going to see a lot of consolidation on the retail side. You're going to see a lot of consolidation on the manufacturing side, on the brand side. Case in point is Mars, building their snack program by purchasing Kellogg's snack brands. You're going to see a lot more of those kind of situations going on. You're going to see a lot of potentially established smaller brands being gobbled up versus having a bigger brand to invest in. Creating new brands. There's a lot of interesting because of the online business. Brands out there that are not powerhouses, but with the right company and the right financial and smarts behind them, become a shelf stable brand at retail. You're going to see a huge, huge influx in the private label industry, and I think that's where the marketplace is really going to explode for the retailer. The retailer has been and always is reliant on the big powerhouses and their pocketbooks from the programs that they have in order to drive volume at these retailers and all these classes of trade. But I think you're going to see the influx of uh, powerhouse private label where it's going to be more than just the price entry into the category, but you're going to see enhanced ingredients as you see categories like toaster pastries adding protein, snacks will be adding protein. There'll be other added um, pieces to the puzzle in the supplemental ingredient area for private label to get involved in. In the past, a lot of times with anything promotional packaging, there was usually let the big brands win or lose by it, and then we'll follow if it works. I think you're going to see private label take a few more risks on a lot of things on promotional and programming for their private label, almost a tentpole um, approach to private label to get shoppers, their loyal shoppers, behind their private label, as well as invite new users into what they're trying to do from a strategic positioning that's across, again, cross category, whether it's food, whether it's health and wellness. I think you're going to see an amazing connectivity with omni-channel marketing. Ugh, that word, we'll get to that in a little bit. But anyway, look for private label explosion, look for consolidation. And I think as far as promotional goes, nostalgia is still going to play a big thing. You've got the boomers and you've got Gen X now becoming older. And, you know, the success of different programming like Stranger Things in the content world, and just some of the programming you see on Netflix, some of the streaming services, um, the rise of old shows being kind of the lifeblood library for different platforms like Paramount Plus, Peacock, and promotional value around those as those titles cycle in anniversaries and potential revisits on reviving them to the marketplace. So nostalgia will always again be refueled by retail, by different portions, different categories throughout the store. And then, you know, I see a retail explosion. I see, you know, obviously they use the word omni-channel. You've probably heard me say I was doing omni-channel 20 years ago. I just didn't have a name for it. But I think you're going to see, you know, for lack of a better word, marketing and brands being back in the joint, back in the stores where the action is, as I always say, is aisles away versus miles away. I think you're going to see this retail explosion with better packaging that ties in promotionally, ties into what they're trying to do online with the promotion, as well as having some kind of a piece that can tie into the in-store where the purchase is actually being made. For lack of a better word, I think you're going to see some tentpole merchandising around events. And being created by powerhouse brands as well as by retailers, potentially even, like I said, in private label, where the tentpole is private label around a holiday. I think you're going to see a lot of in-store radio and in-store video becoming once again a difference maker in purchase and keeping that dwell time in stores. You know, I was just reading an article about Mr. George at Publix and the whole kind of Publix philosophy of offering such a unique and better service and enjoyment. You know, their phrase used to be, "Where shopping is a pleasure." I don't know why they got rid of that, but there certainly is a pleasure there because their people are programmed in order for you to have a better experience there. And by having a better experience promotionally, that can extend not only from the suppliers, from their brands, to the actual employees there and the piece they're trying to play in exciting consumers to get back into the shopping mode and spend some time with understanding what's available in home meals selections and different new products and upscales in produce and upscales in meat departments. I think you're going to see a lot more tying in, not just on the marketing side, but even on the branding side. Oh, if not a lack of a word for it, just a bow on a whole marketing and brand promotional excitement tied either around a property, an IP, around a private label initiative, or around a holiday. I think you're going to see they're always talking about a treasure hunt, but I think the treasure hunt is now going to expand. We've always talked about like mass club stores having particularly Sam's used to talk about having a treasure hunt in their stores. I think you're going to see this treasure hunt expand now that online has been powerhouse and continues through technology to drive consumers from their home to the stores to home delivery. I mean, there's so many touch points. I love the way sometimes if you're an Amazon user, and I'm pretty sure Walmart and some of the I know Winn-Dixie does a lot of home delivery for Prime, for Amazon, is to actually tie in upcoming releases in the marketplace or upcoming exciting new books, new music, new concerts. There's just a lot of different ways of delivering home delivery to exciting people to come in and experience what we're talking about in store again, and cultivating kind of a 360 look at promoting that includes everything so that the consumer has the best of the best in order to experience a promotion and experience a product and experience the excellence that retailers are going to be doing to vie for this business in 2026. An exciting time. We hope that you look at Haaseline Entertainment. We also work real close with Whiteboard Communications. Smaller agencies are part of the program. They're part of what makes your brand tick. And there's smart people out there that don't want to replace you, but want to enhance what you're doing and make you think, make you better at what you do from years and years of experience in retail at a cost that's much more efficient than some of these huge agencies are charging in their retainers. So take a look at us. Take a look at what's happening in 2026 and get behind it. Get out into the marketplace, get out into the stores because that's where the action is. And I'm glad everybody had a great 2025, but 2026 will be an explosion at retail. So, again, have a blessed new year. We'll be back in January with some awesome news. And peace out from Haaseline Entertainment.